At 0417 hours Pacific Time, radar operators aboard a U.S. Navy destroyer detected clustered contacts 180 miles southeast of Okinawa. What looked routine soon formed a pattern no one could ignore, multiple warships moving in tight formation toward the 7th Fleet. Analysts confirmed the shapes, Russian and Chinese hulls, steaming together under joint patrol banners. Their course aligned perfectly with U.S. operating lanes. Intent unknown. Within minutes, Condition 2 was set aboard the carrier group. Jet fuel hissed, engines warmed, and the Pacific's calm surface became a chessboard lit by afterburners. Through scattered clouds, sensors mapped two converging fleets, a Russian-Chinese formation to the west, the U.S. strike group holding the center line. Every mile closed tightened the atmosphere. Early warning aircraft climbed into the morning haze, extending the fleet's vision. Each radar sweep now meant seconds shaved off reaction time. In these seas, seconds matter. No words, only headset clicks and pencil taps. The U.S. crews logged every bearing, while across the horizon, foreign vessels held perfect formation, silent communication at maritime scale. Then came the shift, ships splitting formation, tracing a broad arc around the carrier group. To any analyst, it was clear. This was no routine patrol. It was a pressure test. For Super Hornets roared skyward, slicing through the humid dawn. Their mission, observe, deter, and remind the world that the U.S. Navy still owns the horizon. Later, the first interference hit. Short bursts of jamming dance across frequencies, a digital handshake between rival warships, half test, half warning. Below, submarines mirrored the tension above. Each tracked the other through layers of cold water, unseen, unheard, but always present. On shore, governments called it routine. At sea, commanders called it contest. Words softened what radar screamed. A patrol helicopter skimmed just above the waves, tracing the carrier's edge. Neither side fired. Both knew that even a flare could light the match. Radar ghosts appeared, hundreds of phantom pings. Electronic warfare in motion. One side trying to blind, the other proving it can still see. From a flagship, the order was clear. Defensive readiness, no provocation. Discipline, not aggression, was America's greatest weapon that morning. At altitude, pilots could see the entire chessboard, Russian hulls to port, Chinese to starboard. From up there, the ocean looked small, but consequences enormous. Sensors caught a ripple, missile covers shifting open, then sealing again, a signal that said, "We're capable and we know you're watching." A single interceptor climbed skyward, not to strike, but to warn. The flash over the horizon carried a message. The United States will not be boxed in. Then quiet. For 12 long minutes, no transmission, no maneuver. The kind of silence that hums louder than any explosion. Gradually, hostile silhouettes pivoted east, breaking formation. It wasn't surrender, it was calculation. The message had been sent both ways. By nightfall, the Pacific exhaled. No shots fired, yet history logged another close call, one that tested nerves more than weapons. Hours later, analysts replayed every radar sweep and intercept. They called it a learning event, an unwritten chapter in Pacific deterrence. Headlines framed it as routine patrol diplomacy. But behind those words, military planners knew the choreography was anything but accidental. The next dawn felt different. For crews who stood watch that night, the ocean now carried weight, proof that restraint can still be power. Beneath it all, submarines still traded quiet observations, the unseen dialogue that underpins every visible standoff. In his report, the fleet commander wrote one line that summed up the encounter. Sometimes victory is measured by what never had to happen. Modern warfare isn't just steel and gunpowder. It's data, bandwidth, and perception. Every signal becomes a weapon. Every silence a tactic. Satellites overhead capture the fleets drifting apart. Two powers leaving the stage after performance the world was never meant to see live. Diplomats soon echoed familiar lines: commitment to stability, dialogue, cooperation. Beneath the smiles, calculation endured. Analysts across continents replayed the footage frame by frame. To them, it wasn't just a standoff. It was a rehearsal for tomorrow's balance of power. The Pacific returned to calm, but its memory didn't fade. Every wake left behind carried a reminder: peace on the surface hides depth below. As the horizon swallowed the last light, one flag still held position. Surrounded or not, the Seventh Fleet had shown the sea and the world who still commands it. As the horizon swallowed the last light, one flag still held position. Surrounded or not, the Seventh Fleet had shown the sea and the world who still commands it.